All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Connection Hangout. Tonight's Connection Hangout is the Tech Connection, and as usual, I'm joined by my co-host there in Marietta, Georgia, David Asarno. David, welcome. How you doing? How's Hot Atlanta doing?
It's been kind of hot. We call it Hot Atlanta, but it doesn't touch lost wages.
Yeah, but humid. You got all that humidity out there.
Yeah, but we're used to it. You know, I die out there when I go out to the really dry area, so I'm used to the humidity.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, and you're sharing that you're just a workout monster now with your son, huh?
Right. You know, we became a workout accountability buddy. So for our fun day, I took today and tomorrow to spend with him while Jen and Manny are out of town. And so to kick off the day, we swam laps, then we went for about an 8-mile bike ride, and then he went to rowing practice, and I went to CrossFit. So that's a fun day.
That's a full day. That is awesome, man. All right, everybody. The Connection Hangout, just a little bit of housekeeping going on, is this is not a business presentation. It is not a product presentation. It's designed to connect you to real people getting real results. We have corporate executives, industry professionals, athletes, sometimes some local celebrities that join us to kind of share their experience so that you can be aware of all the great things people are experiencing inside and outside of ASEA. If you would like more information on ASEA or the business opportunity, we encourage you to get back with the person who invited you to be on this hangout as soon as we're finished, and they can share with you how you can get more information. We also have a comments thread beneath the screen, so if you'd like to type in questions or just give a shout out where you're viewing from, we'd love to hear from you there as well. I'll do my best to multitask and see if we've got people chiming in. But without further ado, what I'd like to do is I'd like to bring on tonight's very special guest who needs absolutely no introduction. We'd love to have her whenever she can squeeze in some time. She's extremely busy developing the amazing ASEA Business Coach platform, the developer of Genie, the virtual assistant that's helping everyone to build their business. We've got some great updates on Genie, as well as some upcoming future enhancements that are going to be released. And a lot of these things are really starting to come together. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Natalyn Lewis.
Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, as always. I love being with you guys on these Hangouts. I did not have as active a day as David, but I did lift weights to the point that I couldn't sit down or stand up earlier today. So I'm feeling really good about myself that I'm actually sitting and standing now. So we're in good shape.
Awesome. You're working out because you're working out to be on the next Olympic soccer gold medal team. Is that correct?
Or maybe just keeping up with my 4 children. I think I'm going to start there for now.
That's more work, I think. All right. Well, what do we got going on with regards to where we're at? I mean, there's just so much exciting things going on. I know you've been doing some updates for a lot of the groups. Bring us up to speed on where we're at with ABC here.
Well, first I want to talk about what we've been experiencing with the ASEA associates as users on the ABC platform. We have had so much great feedback, and keep in mind that you are our business partners in this process. We build this platform for you to build your business. It's not a one-way street. We do it together, and we have had some awesome partnerships with so many of you. So first of all, a huge thank you to those who are really diving in and partnering with us and providing that feedback that's making it better for everyone. So thank you for that. We're also finding some very interesting, if we will, mindsets about the platform that I want to correct, because I want to make sure that you're using the system for what it is. We've gotten the comment many times, isn't ABC just for a brand new person that doesn't know what they're doing? You know what? ABC is a platform for brand new people who don't know what they're doing. It is an awesome platform for that, but it is not just a platform for that. So I want to start today by making sure you really understand why ASEA Business Coach came to be. That's because I've done this. I've been in this industry for 19 years. I've spent 11 years on the corporate side. I've consulted in, let's see now, 11, 12 different companies around the world. I've built my own organization from nothing up to the highest ranks of the compensation plan. I've been here and I've done this, and I know how frustrating this process can be, and yet how much we love this business, right? It's the love-hate relationship. We love everything that it stands for, the freedom, the time, the ability to control our incomes, the ability to impact people's lives. But it's frustrating to have to come into a situation that you haven't done before, maybe with little to no previous business experience, and try to figure out how to launch your own business. So in a setting like that, if you're brand new, then Genie is absolutely for you, because when you come in, she is going to take you by the hand, and she is going to walk you step by step by step by step through every single process in your business, and you will never wonder what to do next. But that also means that Genie is incredibly effective for the person who has sponsored their first, say, 4 or 5 people. Now, those people are not brand new in the business anymore, Paul, but the problem is, when we've never done this before, we get really excited. We finally figure something out. We attend a Super Saturday. We're committed. We go out there. We talk to somebody, and they decide to sign up. And we are doing like high fives and jumping jacks, and then we realize, wait a second, we didn't score a touchdown. It's only halftime. We got to march this person down the field, or it doesn't mean anything. I've got to help this person duplicate, or it doesn't mean anything. And they don't know yet how to do that. Even though they've sat with you, even though they've been through the process, they don't know how to teach it. And I think it's very well said for any of us. Most of us know how to speak, but could you teach somebody how to speak English? Most of us know how to read, but do you know how to teach somebody how to read? Knowing how to do it, being taught how to do it, and then turning around and teaching someone else are 2 different skill sets. So Genie takes away the barriers for your people as they bring on new people. That Genie helps their new person along. They don't have to know everything yet, and that is imperative. Now, that's also incredibly important for the associate that's been involved for a couple of years and that knows what they're doing and has a small team, because guess what? Most of you have left recruiting, building, and growing mode and have been stuck in stop talking to people and manage my team mode. This is the kiss of death in this industry. If you stop growing and you just start managing what you have, you'll die a hard and sudden death. I put it in perspective of a restaurant owner. If you opened a brand new restaurant, you opened it up, you went out, worked really hard, and you got 9 or 10 customers coming into your restaurant, and you are convincing these people you're the best chef in the world, the best case scenario is that they can eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner with you. But that's it. If you just stopped at those 10 people and said, oh my gosh, I'm so busy cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinner for these 10 customers, I don't have time to get anybody else into my restaurant, then let me just tell you, you will be cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the rest of your life for 10 customers until they decide that the guy's cooking down the street's better than yours and then you lost a customer, now what? In this business, you can't stop. You must continue to grow, but we get stopped because we're so busy helping new people on board and get moving in their business. Genie is designed to empower you to grow your business. She is your best friend. She will save you so much time and so much efficiency. Now, all of those things are important. Now, Genie is being released in phases. Now, the phase that exists right now is really powerful for the brand new person. But you're starting to see tools and releases that are incredibly powerful for those of you who are trying to build your business and grow beyond being brand new. For example, you've noticed that Genie now sends a text message to you if you have a follow-up call. And she sends one to your prospect. Tip of the day, if you want that text message to come in at a different time, click on Settings on the left-hand side of your screen, go to Notifications, and you can change the timing of when Genie sends that to you. If you want it 10 minutes before your call, she'll send it 10 minutes before. But keep in mind that both your prospect and you are now getting a notice that you have a follow-up call at your scheduled and appointed time. Important reminders for people who have a lot going on, especially you busy associates. Now, some things that you'll see coming with Genie that are coming in the future are in that same vein. For example, when someone goes through the setup process, this is the same as what you would do if you were sitting down with them one-on-one in your best situation. Problem is, we don't always get a chance to sit down one-on-one with somebody when they first start because our schedules don't align, or maybe something happens and it drags out 3 or 4 days before we can sit down with them. But Genie can sit down with them right now. Go through the same process you could. So what would happen if right after Genie went through those things with you, she could notify you and say, Paul, David just went through this process. He just answered all the questions. He's done with that now. I've sent you that information so that you can call him and have a discussion. Now, Paul, instead of spending an hour with David answering those questions, David got to answer those questions. He got to think about those things for himself. You received the answers, and now you can have a 5 or 10 minute call with David, launching off his business, making sure you're caught up and aware with him instead of an hour with him. You see the efficiencies this creates in your business when you're spending 10 minutes instead of an hour, but David's still getting the hour-long part of attention that he needs. That is the efficiency and brilliance of Genie, and guess what? That's one of the things coming in the next few weeks, is that notification. You'll get a text message that your new person's setup is complete. You'll receive that information, and you'll be prompted to call them and start the process with them, going through their information, making sure that you are helping them in the way they want to be helped. Case in point, we had one person that contacted us and said that Genie has already, that having that information would have changed everything. Why is that? Because the person had actually answered the questions and selected that the reason that they were here was a social reason. Their spouse had actually passed away. They were looking for a place to be where they could be with like-minded people and have an opportunity to get to know people, and this seemed like a good home and community for them. But they were being pushed to drive an income, and that was making them uncomfortable, and so they were hesitating to build the business. Well, what if you knew that? What if you could have that conversation because it was sitting right in front of you and you can say, it looks like you're here for social purposes. Talk to me about what you really want to get out of this. And now you can treat that person like the business partner they deserve to be with you, getting out of this business what they want. That will change and improve the dynamic of your business. That's what we're here to do, is to enhance things, to make it better. Now, I want to give you guys a few tips as we're here, and also share with you what some people are doing that is working incredibly well. First tip of the day is make sure that you've optimized your browser settings. Like, update your computer. Software is constantly evolving, constantly developing, and we can do the very best we can to keep up with versions. But if you are sitting on a version that's 7 updates outdated, we can't program to outdated things. And so you're going to optimize your experience with Genie if you make sure that your browser on your computer, your Chrome or Safari or Firefox or whatever you're using, just make sure you're using an updated version. That will optimize your experience with Genie because she has been programmed to optimize to the highest levels of updates, okay? So that will help you to optimize your experience. That's my tip of the day. And what I want to do now is share a few elements of success we're seeing with people. We had one young lady that shared her story with us, that she's out of New York City. She actually talked to us about how she has brought in 50 new people in the last month into her business as they've all been using Genie. She said even people who have not been active in the business but have been with ASEA for 2 or 3 years as product users are now starting to feel comfortable talking to people about the opportunity because they were using the scripts not necessarily to make a phone call, but to teach themselves how to talk to somebody. Now, I want you to realize that that has been a common theme. The Terry and Foster Melman did a Super Saturday out in New York City where they used Genie as a platform to teach people how to talk to each other. That is imperative. Learning how to communicate is 90% of the battle here, and Genie is there to do just that. I love the idea that you sit down with Genie and make it a course of study of how to talk to somebody and then place your phone call. And that's what we're seeing. The people who are having tremendous success, they're not just sitting down, making the call, and reading the script on the screen and sounding like a robot. They're using the scripting. They're recognizing that as they enter their information and classify their person, they're getting a custom, good script that's working for people, and they can change that script as needed for the person they're talking to, but what they're getting is learning how to talk to people. One of the other primary things that we're getting a huge amount of positive feedback on is the objections section. If you haven't seen that, when you're in your script, no matter what call you're on, an initial call, a follow-up call, or otherwise, you'll notice in the top tab that it says objections. If you click on that button, it gives you all the different kinds of common questions and objections you might face in your business, as well as a scripted response. Again, use this as a tool to study and teach yourself how to communicate with people. You no longer need to be afraid of any question that you might get asked, because you have an answer that's been proven to be effective and was brought to us from your leaders that answer these questions every single day. So the people that are using this platform as a teaching platform, as well as using it to actually go out there and make the calls, are having tremendous success. We've had multiple people tell us that the #1 benefit of Genie is courage, that they have gotten a confidence and a courage that they did not have before, because they really genuinely have someone sitting next to them that has their back. That's invaluable. Guys, 93% of your communication is nonverbal. If you are not confident, if you are not competent, that shines through louder than anything else. Genie can give you that confidence and that competence, both of them. Use her for that. That is what she's here for. Now, what you're going to see coming out in the future is substantially more enhancements that are going to help you make the most out of Genie. So, for example, Genie's going to notify you when someone in your downline enrolls. Now, there are rules to how many people get that notification, and you'll notice that as it comes. But you're always going to be notified when you sponsor someone, or if someone in your downline, if you're a bronze or a gold, for example, if someone in your downline has enrolled somebody, you're going to know about it, so that you can call and welcome that person to the company and let them be a part of the team. Make them feel like they truly joined a family, where that is something that will truly change people's experience with ASEA. How about finding out if people canceled their auto ship, so that you have an opportunity to place a proactive phone call? Find out what's going on. Maybe they had a bad product experience and you know exactly how to talk to them about that. Maybe they're struggling and feeling orphaned or abandoned. You can now engage with them, reach out to them, and lend a helping hand. Being proactive in your business is what Genie is all about. She'll help you with these things. As you'll see in the coming weeks, you'll be notified of people's birthdays, for example. It's a little thing, but guess what kind of a big difference it makes when you remember people, because this is a people business, and Genie is here as your personal assistant to make sure that you remember the most important parts of your business and that you're always up to speed on what's happening in your business. That's what she's here for, and you're going to start to see more and more and more of that over the next few weeks, where your business is coming to you on the convenience of your cell phone, and now you'll know, I need to take an action on this. And Genie will always help you with those actions as well. You'll notice in the beginning she may just notify you. As we continue to develop, she will help you implement all kinds of things that are coming, and we're really, really relying on your feedback and your continued process as you work with Genie to make sure we know that what Genie is doing for your business is truly building your business. Now, final thing I'll say here, and then Paul, you can ask me any questions if I left anything out, is one thing that's been very cool is that with Genie, we have an opportunity to collect information that is invaluable to you as you build your business, and it's invaluable to your corporate offices as well. Last week, as we met with corporate, we got to present to them some very, very interesting information about the types of content that you as individuals are sending to your prospects. The words out of their mouth were, "That is not what we expected." And I can promise you, it's probably you. You may sometimes feel like there's this disconnect. You need things from corporate. Maybe corporate's providing different things. This is a tool that is going to provide so much power in corporate being able to do things for you they've always wanted to, but maybe didn't know they needed to do. And we are also seeing that maybe some things are being sent out that are not the right things to be sent. And we can now start to teach those things and help you understand the best things to send to your prospects that are going to give you the greatest results. One thing that we found fascinating is one of the single highest viewed items in the entire Genie process. This is a fascination, Paul, is the compliant statements about ASEA.
Wow.
Now, this is interesting because it's truly reflective of the culture you've built, that you're a compliant and compliance-oriented company. But I do wonder if maybe we're so concerned about the compliance and the product claims that we're forgetting potentially to talk about the elements of the business that don't require those handcuffs. And what we're seeing is that there is a lot of product information sent, and yet the people sending business information are having a bit more relevance in terms of the efficiency they're having in the recruiting process. So interesting trends. We'll continue to monitor them. We're going to start cycling these as statistics that we'll be able to deliver to you guys so that you can see this is what's really working. This piece of information is grabbing attention. This piece of information is converting a prospect. This approach is working. That's what we want to be able to help you with, is to make sure that every person you talk to, you have the greatest opportunity of success with.
Awesome, awesome. You know, one of the things you'd mentioned early on about Genie and ABC only being for new people, per se, you know, I would say even more so to reinforce the concept that it's for everybody, is that you really need to get in there and play with it yourself. How can you really believe in something or get behind something? Because you're going to be reserved to recommend it to a new associate if you haven't been experiencing it yourself. And I also like, you know, one of the lessons you had shared in New York a while back, of really not just listening and not just trying to get the information in a one-way perspective, but to really to hearken, I think is the term that you used, and to take ownership of this, so that you really you realize that we are all part of this, and we can all contribute. And you guys are listening to the feedback, and I pretty much have feedback from all over the place from associates that you guys are listening and implementing, you know, everything you hear. Is that accurate?
Absolutely, and we are working. There is never a piece of feedback that goes unread, and we are absolutely taking everything into consideration, and in most cases actually implementing the feedback that comes in. And so, yes, we're very much working with you. And along those lines, Paul, kind of close out my part of this, is this. I talked to a gentleman. He was a Fortune 500 business owner. And he told me, he said, you know, it's a fascination of when people expect a return on investment and what people expect to put into their own business. So I asked the Fortune 500 man, I said, if you invest in a new business, I said, you've gotten venture capital and you've worked with a lot of venture capitalists, I said, what's the expected rate of return or time of return? And he said, you don't expect to see anything for 3 to 5 years, not a dime. And that's if you're just a capital investor. I said, okay, what if you're the owner of the business? And he said, oh, you're not pulling anything out other than maybe some wages in that first year or two. And he said, and you're probably putting in 18 to 20-hour days most of the time. I said, is there an element of your business you don't know? And he said, when you're the owner of a brand new business, you know everything about everything. Not until you can't handle it do you bring in people who know something else. I found this fascinating because I think sometimes in network marketing we focus so much on just duplicate what the person above you did, just follow their lead, that sometimes maybe we're de-emphasizing the fact that part of that duplication means you get in there and you figure it out and you learn it. So just like Paul, just like you said, I reiterate entirely what you said. You need, no matter where you're at in this business, go in and give Genie a chance. Go in and use the ABC system. One thing you're going to love that's coming in the next few weeks as well is a process where experienced recruiters are going to be able to do their recruiting any way they want to, really, using all of the Genie tools that make her magical as your personal assistant, and also being able to bring in contacts that you're contacting outside of the system, for example, at the grocery store or on the street corner or whatever. You're on the opportunity to leverage those with Genie as well. But right now, engage. Take the opportunity to engage with yourself, with your team. Use it as a teaching and learning tool. Make sure you're comfortable with the process. Give us feedback. Guys, there's two choices in this world. You could live with a map for the rest of your life, or you could make sure the GPS works correctly. All right? That's where we're at. Okay, every single other company out in the industry is using a map. They're using a piece of paper with a getting started checklist on there. It's a map. We are giving ASEA associates a GPS. Now, sometimes it's not perfect yet, and maybe you've been told to take a U-turn, and that might be irritating. But I promise you, you help us make sure we know where those turns are. and no one will ever take a U-turn again. Now that is something that can't happen on a paper map. So together we are going to make something here that is unbelievable. We're already seeing tremendous results, and we want to continue to implement your feedback and make those results even stronger over time.
You know what's interesting about this, Natalyn? This is, you know, you're taking the feedback, you're taking the data, and we're seeing what works, we're seeing what doesn't work, we're seeing what people are using that maybe is not the best, and what I hear you saying is the more that we use this, the more data you're going to get, and the better that it's going to get. So where we may already have a high performance race car, the more it's driven, it becomes like a rocket, and it's going to be able to help no matter if someone's just getting started or they've been here for 4 years. It's going to help their entire business run more efficiently, more successfully by just using the system.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, imagine what will happen in even 30 days from now as we're able to come back to you and say, do you guys know, let me show you percentages of the people signing up in your business and why they said they were attracted to ASEA. I think you're going to be shocked at why people come into this business, and I think that what it'll end up doing is giving you an entire new paradigm on how you could be talking to people about ASEA. Because you're going to say the people coming into ASEA are coming in because of a reason. Why? Well, we're going to find that out. And as we understand that data more and are able to give that to you, you're exactly right. You're going to take your race car and you're going to speed it up a notch because you're going to be able to efficiently and very effectively talk to people in a way that's truly working.
You know, it's interesting. Someone told me a story about just the other day. You know, it's all about perspective. And, you know, if a giraffe is up here, you know, looking up and looking down, they have one perspective. Well, a turtle has a different perspective. We all have our own perspective. What Genie is enabling all of us to have is a very different, unique perspective that's based on data and statistics.
Well, that's the thing, is that that'll do more than you can imagine, because so much of network marketing is driven off of emotion. And that's a wonderful thing, and passion and emotion do a lot, but sometimes they don't help you necessarily fine-tune. And that's what we want to do, is help you fine-tune so that you can build effectively and efficiently.
Yeah, awesome.
What it is it's reality. I mean, those analytics are what's actually going on, not someone's opinion, you know, of what they think should be. I mean, that's really the super exciting part of it. So like Natalyn said, everyone needs to just jump in there and get their hands dirty and enjoy the process, guys. Enjoy the ride. You're part of the creation of something that really is shifting and changing, not just, you know, our industry as a whole, but you're going to change a lot of lives, because people, when they really, I think, get in this race car and learn how to drive this, the sky's the limit of what they can do. Okay, real quick, we have just one quick question with regards to technology. We had someone out there that was I guess asking a question with regards to using it on iPads. I guess in general on tablets and devices. Is there any known issues with Genie or the platform not being supported, or is this one of those things where maybe they just need to maybe upgrade their operating system?
Yeah, you upgrade your operating system. I've used Genie multiple times on an iPad, and it's worked fine on both a regular iPad and a mini. The displays are not optimized for those, but the functionality works fine, and the display is actually fine too. You just have to scroll a bunch. And just so you know, we definitely have plans to work towards that end. There's no question the world is going mobile, and we'll be going there too. But we need the base platform in place first. But yeah, and anytime there is an issue, please reach out to technical support. We have an amazing technical support team, and they are there for you.
Super, super. Okay, thank you so much. David, do you have anything else?
I just love it. This is great data, great statistics, and it's going to make everyone work better.
Fantastic. All right. Well, I want to give another super thanks to Natalyn for the great update this evening. Thank you, Natalyn. And, of course, thanks to my super guest host, David Asarno. Thanks, David.
My pleasure, and thank you, Paul, for doing all the hard work and putting this together every week.
All right. Okay, everyone, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to tune in next week's Connection Hangout. We're excited to bring you another great episode. Go out and have a fantastic rest of your evening, rest of the week, and I'll see you later. Take care, everyone. Good night.